Good Sunday morning. You're watching 12 News Today in AZ. I'm Justin Pizzera. A major vote by the Phoenix City Council changing the way that community members can help the homeless. Medical care and food distribution now limited at city parks. How Phoenix residents are reacting this morning. Plus, hackers going after Canvas, stealing sensitive data belonging to millions of students and teachers. How universities and schools in Arizona responded to that cyber attack. And it's Mother's Day. The D-backs want you to celebrate with your mom at Chase Field. We've got details on the special events happening today and how you can participate. But first, here's a look at your weather impact forecast for your Sunday. Here's meteorologist Chris Dunn.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Chris Dunn. We are in weather impact alert mode for this high heat. We're talking about highs between 106 and 110 across the valley today through Tuesday. So limit your outdoor time from 2 to 6 p.m. That's the hottest time of the day typically. And also, a key part of this, stay hydrated, because it is easy to get dehydrated very quickly with this dry heat that we will have in place. It kind of sneaks up on you. By noontime on this Mother's Day Sunday, nearing 100 degrees, and we'll be in the 100 plus range all afternoon long. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 105 degrees with a weather impact alert, not just for today, but for Monday and for Tuesday as well because of these numbers. Our normal high is 92. We're going for 109, just a degree shy of the daily record on Monday. Here are your valley highs: Apache Junction 103, Fountain Hills 103, and Surprise 105. I'll be back with the 7-day forecast, and there is a little bit of relief coming up later on next week.
Well, after nearly 6 hours of public comment last night, the Phoenix City Council did approve new restrictions on medical care and also food distributions for those who are experiencing homelessness.
This has been a hot topic. It's an ordinance that actually was first brought up back in December, but now it officially limits organizations from providing services to people at city parks without city approval first. So 12 News journalist Tori King, she's live in front of the Phoenix City Council chambers downtown with more details and what really went on at this meeting, Tori.
Yes, a very, very long night for everyone who was here at the meeting, including local leaders and a lot of people who voiced their opinions during the public opinion section of the meeting. That lasted 5 hours alone. Now, again, this new ordinance only has new restrictions. It's not a new idea. It was first passed back in December, but this one had some additional stops that have to be done if you do want to provide medical care or food to homeless people in city parks. I want to take you to some video last night of the actual meeting. This is what it looked like. And basically, the new restrictions are going to include things for professionals and organizations. Okay, this is not for emergency situations. The focus of last night's vote was that organizations or service providers who want to provide medical care will have to get a permit first. Before this, they could distribute these things freely. And not only that, if they're providing medical care to someone, they have to check a few more boxes in order to do so. With the ordinance in place, all medical treatments have to happen inside an enclosed space with a licensed professional. That includes things like a tent or a medical vehicle. Those enclosed spaces must also now be in designated areas like parking lots. They can't just be in the middle of the park or a sports court. Any medical waste that they do have or leave behind has to be picked up and thrown away. Additionally, they're only going to issue 2 service permits per park every single month. So that's what the new ordinance does, and that's what they voted on last night. Essentially, we spoke with, one city council member had this to say when she was talking about supporting the changes.
To residents frustrated about park conditions, I hear you, and this ordinance helps to address your concerns. To those serving vulnerable populations, your work can continue with the support and coordination of city resources. I will not apologize for supporting an ordinance that balances constitutional protections with residents' reasonable expectations for safe, clean parks.
Anyone who provides treatment without a permit will now be hit with the Class 1 misdemeanor. The city says this ordinance is meant to make parks safer by stopping open wound treatment, harm reduction kits, and needle exchanges and sales. This also does not apply to first responders, family members providing aid to another family member, anyone assisting someone experiencing an emergency, or food provided at private gatherings like a party or a picnic or something like that. It also does not restrict the distribution of water or electrolytes to anybody who needs it year-round. So once again, the ordinance set to go into effect June 5th. And we'll continue to follow the story as it develops. Here in Phoenix, Tori King, 12 News Today in AZ.
Well, some ASU students, they don't have a final exam today or tomorrow anymore. And I imagine some who were crunching there a little bit relieved.
Well, it comes after Canvas, which is this online classroom platform. It's used by 275 million students and teachers. It's actually been hacked, a major cyber security attack.
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine a lot of sensitive information in there.
Our David Chazanov joins us live from the ASU campus in Tempe with more how students are feeling about this. And, you know, I mean, it's the end, but this is affecting like college kids, high school students, so many people.
Yeah, so many people here at ASU and across the country, really a nationwide situation we're talking about here. Now, Hayden Library here on ASU campus is really the place to be, especially during a week like finals week, right? And so many students who come here to study tell us that they're even more worried about their grades now after this Canvas hack.
Without Canvas, school is pointless. Like, you can't turn in anything without it. They only go through Canvas, so, it's really bad for us.
Yeah, really problematic. So if you're not familiar with Canvas, the platform is used by more than 8,000 and K through 12 schools across the country. I should have said universities to begin with there. So universities and K through 12 schools that we're initially talking about. While it's back online this morning for most users, the damage to finals week is already done. We know ASU has canceled several exams today and Saturday, leaving many grades in question. University officials say they are now investigating how much data was accessed in this nationwide cyber attack. Canvas hackers are threatening to leak private student and staff information like names, email addresses, student ID numbers, and even Canvas messages if a ransom is not paid by Tuesday. But for now, professors are working to calculate final grades as the school year comes to a close.
That's really kind of important for scholarships for me too. Really, really stressful for those kids graduating.
Yeah, it really is stressful here. So we know the parent company of Canvas is now encouraging affected schools to contact a cybersecurity expert to find out what they should do next. We're in Tempe. David Chazanov, 12 News Today in AZ.
This morning, an Arizona resident is being monitored for the Hantavirus after getting off a cruise ship that was tied to a deadly outbreak. 3 people on board that ship have died. Several others are showing signs of that illness. But Arizona officials say there's really no need for us to be concerned here. There are currently no confirmed cases of the virus in Arizona. The person who was on that ship is not symptomatic and had no contact with anyone who was also on that ship who was sick. The person will be monitored by their local public health department for the next 6 weeks. So what does that mean for us here? If we want to take a cruise because it's summertime. This morning we're joined by Dr. David Engelthaler from ASU and TGen to walk us through what this is, because I mean, you know, it's all over the place now. Everybody's talking about this virus. It's hard, I guess, you know, people, especially you go through the pandemic, you're like, oh gosh, is something like this, is it headed our way again?
Yeah. So thanks for having me, Justin. Hantaviruses, as we know, they occur in Arizona. They actually occur around the world. Just turns out that this strain we're talking about is the only strain known to cause human-to-human spread. So that's why we're talking about hantavirus today.
It's this human-to-human. I was reading that it's like really close contact. This isn't necessarily something you just walk by them.
This isn't COVID. It's not even flu. It's similar. You need to be in really close contact, essentially breathing in the air and maybe the droplets that a patient has. So a close loved one or a caregiver. So it really is hard to spread person to person, which is why we've never seen really large outbreaks of this before. It's always handfuls of people like what we're seeing here.
And this strain that these people are now dealing with, it's not even here in the United States.
That's correct. This strain is primarily only found in southern Argentina and Chile. It's called the Andes virus. It's a South American hantavirus. And again, it's the only one we've ever seen cause human-to-human spread, which is why we don't really ever see this type of thing happening in the U.S.
So walk us through. I mean, you said that we do have it here in Arizona, the hantavirus, but How do you get it, and where does it come from?
Yeah, so it was 1993 that outbreak occurred in Arizona in the Four Corners region. That's the first time we actually heard of hantavirus anywhere in the Western Hemisphere. Now we know it's found really in rodents throughout the world. And so what happens is the rodents don't get sick from it, but they'll excrete the virus in urine and feces. So if we get a wild mouse in the garage or somewhere in the house and we sweep up those droppings, we can actually cause the virus particles to get up in the air and we breathe it in. So this means that we can actually prevent hantavirus. Anytime we see rodent droppings, rodent nests, spray that down with 10% bleach, get it wet, the bleach kills it, and then you can clean it up with wet rags and throw it away. So we can prevent hantavirus, but it's still a very serious and very deadly virus.
I was going to say, if you do get it here, it can still be very serious. Even though it's not the same strain that they're dealing with on that cruise ship, it's still very serious.
That's correct. Pretty much all the hantaviruses we see in the Americas have about a 30 to 40% fatality rate. So it still makes it one of the deadliest viruses that we know of. But thankfully, cases are really rare. We still see a few cases every year in Arizona, so we do want to be cautious and careful, especially up in northern country, but really can find any part of the state where rodents are getting into a house that are coming in from the outside.
It sounds like one of the women who died, she had the virus, she thought she had the flu, and then all of a sudden, I mean, she deteriorated on a flight. It happened that fast.
That is classic for hantavirus. You will have a period, as you mentioned, you could have multiple weeks, 2 to 4 weeks typically of incubation, and then you develop flu-like symptoms. You feel like you got a bad flu. It's the muscle aches, pains, fever, tiredness, maybe nausea, vomiting. But then it can rapidly progress into a pulmonary disease. You start breathing really difficult, coughing, and then you can go downhill really fast. So it's really important for people to be aware, and that's why they're watching all of these passengers really closely. Public Health's doing its job, making sure they're doing symptom checks, and any sign of a symptom, they're going to essentially come in with medical support.
A little ease this morning. We don't have to worry about that.
Yep.
At least the strain that hit that cruise ship. And I like that bleach. Just spray it down with bleach before you go.
Yeah, 10% bleach water. That'll kill it within 10 minutes. You won't have any problems.
All right, Doctor, good information. Thank you very much for that.
Hi there once again. I'm 12 News meteorologist Chris Dunn with a weather impact alert because of extreme heat. It's extreme for this time of the year all across the West, but especially right on top of us with Arizona temperatures way above average. Typical highs for the valley, low 90s. We will be nearing 110 and near record highs through Tuesday. Monday's record high is 110. We're forecasting 109. You can keep track of not just the radar, but also the current temperatures and the forecast temperatures on the live 24/7 stream here on 12 Plus. You can stream it now. And maybe you have a phone. You want to download the app on your phone. Go ahead and scan the QR code now for live radar 24/7, also live weather reports and live forecasts. Sunday through Tuesday, we have a weather impact alert for the high heat. Hottest temperatures of the year so far. Remember, back in March, we had that unusual stretch of weather, 105 for a couple of days. Well, we're going to top that. It's about time. We didn't even hit 100 during the month of April. Hydrate, 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 and avoid the heat of the day. Don't go on that hike on Camelback Mountain at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. In fact, with an extreme heat warning, most of the trails in and around Phoenix will be closed because we have a warning in place. Clouds, not a whole lot of cloud cover. The clouds few and far between. This takes us all the way through Tuesday. So the atmosphere is going to be very dry, and over the next 3 days, not finding really any chance of any rain around the state. So we will be dry and we will be hot. 101 in Tucson, 106 Phoenix, Gila Bend 107, Havasu at 108, 78 in Flagstaff, and Sedona, plenty of sunshine, 92 degrees. Across the valley today, 106 in Levine and Sun Lakes, and 104 in Scottsdale. Might be a good day to sit by the pool, although the pool water might be still a little bit on the chilly side, but that's okay because we have plenty of heat in the air. 3 p.m. temperature at 104 degrees. And the longer range outlook, this is May 17th through the 23rd. There's still a chance of a probability of above average temperatures all across the West with near normal precipitation. And normal for this time of the year is hardly anything because this is the driest time of the year. All right, Flagstaff 7-day forecast. You're in the 70s today, 80s for Monday and Tuesday. Just a small chance of a shower on Wednesday with a passing weather system. That will help to knock down temperatures not only in Flagstaff, but also for the valley. So we're at 106 today. Happy Mother's Day. 109, 1 degree shy of the record on Monday, 107 on Tuesday. And with that passing system up to the north, a couple of clouds here and there. And then afternoon temps, well, right around 100, which is still above average, but that's better than 109.
The roof will be closed at Chase Field on Sunday when we're celebrating Mamas, really the whole weekend, to try and keep everyone cool, but also rooting on our D-backs. So Mother's Day is going to be this Sunday. Run out and get her something. Well, we've got some ideas for you. So before you do that, listen to this. Our Diamondbacks rolling out a full day of fun to celebrate Mom at Chase Field. Mike is here with the D-backs with a look at some of those fun families can really expect. So first off, let's talk with Mamas. On Sunday, you guys are going to be doing a really cool giveaway and a way to highlight our moms. What are we doing?
Yes, so anytime our schedule comes out and we see that we have a game on Mother's Day, we get really excited, because what better way to celebrate Mom than with 2 hours of quality time at a ballpark, right? So our promotions department did an amazing job with this jersey. This is going to go to the first 15,000 moms that come through the gates on Sunday. It is a Diamondbacks jersey, cream colored with pink sleeves. You got the Diamondbacks across the chest. The first 15,000 lucky moms will get this. So what a great way to kick off the day before you enjoy the Diamondbacks game against the Mets.
Exactly. It is so cute. Okay, they're taking on the Mets. Plus, you get to, you know, treat Mom in there, get her some food, some snacks, and you guys, the first 15,000, you said?
Yes, the
are
first
going to get this amazing jersey, which we love. Maybe you've got your plans already for Sunday. Well, Saturday, they're doing something really cool as well. Tell us about this kind of partnership you've got going on.
All right, so Saturday at Chase Field is Star Wars Day. So a little different than Mother's Day, but still really fun, really exciting.
Yes.
The first 25,000 fans through the gates on Saturday get this limited edition Gabriel Moreno Mandalorian bobblehead with the removable helmet. He's holding Grogu there. Not Baby Yoda, Grogu.
Exactly.
But it's one of the best looking bobbleheads I think we've ever made. This will be very popular. And Star Wars Day is the whole game. It's a whole theme. When you're walking around Chase Field on Saturday, you'll see costume characters. I mean, we bring in all these Star Wars performers. They're roaming the concourse. You'll be in line to get a churro dog, and you'll turn around and Darth Vader's looking at you.
Yeah, or Chewbacca's, salivating over that churro. Absolutely.
So really cool experience.
Like we were talking about too, like this is a good bobblehead. Sometimes you've seen ones that end up, on the wrong side of the internet because you're like, that looks nothing like what it's supposed to look like. Where are you? There you are.
There you go.
I'm like, where's the force taking me? This way. All right. But this one looks really good. Kind of does look like Gabby. I hope he's okay with us saying that. I think it does. And then the Grogu looks really good too. Like the attention to detail. This is a good one.
It's a high quality item. So the first 25,000, it's a 4:15 game. I would recommend getting there early to get your bobblehead. Same thing on Mother's Day, 15,000 jerseys. Gates open 11:30 on Mother's Day, so I'd recommend getting there early too.
If you guys have not been to a game recently at Chase Field, it is so much fun. It looks so good in there. And there is more to offer than kind of like your typical like peanuts, hot dogs, and a drink, which is still great. It's classic, ballpark fare. But you guys have so many options for people.
Well, we want it to be an experience for everybody. I mean, obviously, if you're a baseball fan, you're going to have fun at a Diamondbacks game. But there's things to do and things to eat and things to experience that you can if you just want quality entertainment in a clean, safe, family-friendly environment, this is the place to be. And in air conditioning like this weekend, which is going to be nice.
You're speaking our love language. Air conditioning, yes, please. Here's something really cool about Sunday, if maybe you're kind of on the fence about it, but you get this other really special experience with Mom out on the field.
Yes. So we do have an upgraded ticket pack available, dbacks.com/tickets. And this will allow you to go on the field and get a professional family photo, just like the one shown on the screen there, plus a D-backs cap. So if you really want to spoil Mom, you've got family photos taken care of before the game. She'll get her jersey, hopefully get to watch the D-backs win and just spend that quality time that we're all looking for these days with our kids. I mean, that's the way to go.
Absolutely. Look at how happy they are. Okay, so here are all the details for Mother's Day at Chase Field on Sunday. Get that free jersey for the first 15,000 moms. If you upgrade your ticket package, you're going to get that family photo all out on the field that Mike was just talking about. But kids and moms can run the bases too.
Yes, they can. Yeah, that's totally free. So every mom and child in attendance after the game, you can go and stroll the bases.
I always think that's the coolest thing. Like I'm running where these legends have been. Like that is awesome. Plus, some special food items for that day as well. You guys got everything taken care of. You thought of it all. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. And guys, we are hoping this is going to be sold out weekend for our D-backs. They really need us and that energy that we bring. So I'm hoping for a good weekend.
Me too. We appreciate all the support.
Yeah, let's do this, right?
In Tempe, a new program is using music to build connections, pairing students with and without disabilities and giving them something powerful in common. Nohalani Graf, she shows us how United Sound is giving students a lesson that they will play back for life. Nohe, this is the story we need today. It is so inspiring.
And it's a great way to show how we can keep enrichment and arts programs in schools with a little bit of community help in spite of those tight budgets. For students with disabilities, they get to interact with their peers on a level playing field. For band students, they learn to look beyond differences and see how easy it can be to get in sync with others. Listen in. Strum by strum. You're not just hearing a guitar lesson, it's the soundtrack of connection.
We're good? Okay. 3, 2.
At McClintock and Marcos Deniza high schools, students aren't just learning side by side, they're finding a shared rhythm through a program called United Sound.
It's not really about the music, but that is such an effective bridge to put between kids. It eliminates any awkwardness.
Students with special needs, new musicians, as they're called here, paired with a team of band students, mentors, all learning guitar together. Lessons turn abstract music concepts.
For us, rhythms are foods, and then pitch is color.
Into something anyone can understand.
Abstract concepts and making them into something concrete is the fastest way to take the hard things about music and making them easy.
Everyone learning to read and play music. But the real lesson goes far beyond the notes.
Have a sense of community and a sense of belonging, and any of their differences are completely gone because they all come together through music.
For band director Amanda Lenhart, this program is personal. She was once a peer mentor herself.
Now we've got it going here, which is cool because it is now a full circle moment where I'm not the mentor anymore, but now my students are.
She says week by week, students are building more than skills.
What they don't realize is that this is like a lifelong friendship that they've created and an alliance to be, a friend and just someone that really understands that friendship can be taught through anything, not just music.
Programs like this don't happen without support.
It just means the world to see the smiles on their faces, the things that they get to try that they haven't tried before. Their confidence gives you hope for the future.
With help from the Tempe Diablos, the program is now part of these campuses and here to stay, just like any good song. Shared music, shared moments, shared memories. So the musicians and the mentors then, of course, they've put this all together. They've all been working so hard. You got to show it off to somebody,
yeah,
right?
You do.
So they will have a little performance at school in that band room for their parents and their teachers.
This is something that I feel like they'll carry with them forever, this experience.
Absolutely. They absolutely will. And they'll look at life differently later, I think, also, and when they look around a room, and that inclusivity that'll just be the fabric of how they live now.
Gosh, I love it. Nohe, what a great story.
Now, for a final look at your weather forecast and a weather impact alert, I'm meteorologist Chris Dunn. It is going to be a hot one, another one. In fact, we have a weather impact alert Sunday through Tuesday afternoon, some of the hottest weather of the year so far. We had that hot stretch back in March. Well, this is going to be even hotter than that. Hydrate and avoid the heat during the heat of the day. The hottest time typically is around 2 to 6 p.m. Here is the hourly forecast for this Sunday: 103 at 2, 104 by 3 o'clock, and your Valley 7-day forecast. Some heat relief, but it's still above average. Thursday and Friday, right around 100.
Thank you for joining us this morning, this Sunday morning, and remember to start your week and every morning with Today in AZ starting at 4:26 and now streaming until 9 o'clock on 12+.
Your mornings don't stop.
And now neither do we. Welcome to Today in AZ. 12 News Today in AZ keeps going.
Expanding to 9 a.m. on the 12+ streaming app.
More live weather.
More live traffic updates.
More breaking news. Live from 4:26 a.m. to 9.
12 News Today in AZ, now streaming until 9 a.m. on 12+.
Download on your TV and watch for free.